Hey everyone, welcome back to Hawks Nation. Glad to see you guys again. We're going to get right into it. We're going to talk about the Kansas Jayhawks and their matchup tonight against the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Coming off a loss over the weekend against the Oklahoma State Cowboys, losing 67-62. Just to get back into that game a little bit, the Jayhawks did shoot well from the three-point line, which extended their lead at some point in the game to 14 points. However, when you commit 18 turnovers, you're going to eventually lose the game, especially if you're playing a good team on the road. And this is the eventual outcome of that game. But now talking about the Texas Tech Red Raiders, going to Lubbock is going to be another challenge because, once you go on the road, it's always a challenge to get a victory. And the Texas Tech Red Raiders, they're coached by Tubby Smith, a good coach who's been around for a while within a few programs. University of Georgia, he's always been successful anywhere he goes. University of Kentucky. So those are the places he's been. He's always had success coaching his squads up. So once again, like I said, the Jayhawks, they got a challenge on their hands tonight. But looking at the game Saturday over the weekend against the Cowboys, the Jayhawks did try to make a comeback, and in fact they did make a comeback. They got within, I would say, at least 3 or 4 points of the game before they eventually lost the game. But looking at Texas Tech lineup, I'm not too familiar with their squad. I know they do have a nice point guard, and he penetrates the ball well. So looking into the game, if the Jayhawks can get pressure on him and stop him from dishing out a lot of assists, the Jayhawks can win that game. And just looking at the remaining conference, or the remaining scheduled conference, the Jayhawks, they have a few games on the road, which is gonna, present a little challenge. But they can all, as far as what I've seen so far this year, they do win on the road, and they can. They've run out a few neutral locations too, so when you play neutral outside of your home, it really, in a sense, it's just like going on the road and playing. So that shouldn't be a challenge. And they've lost to Kentucky, they lost to Iowa State, lost to Oklahoma State, and I think they did lose to Temple. In which all those games were either at a neutral spot or they were on the road. So they haven't lost too many road games this year. So they can just keep up the intensity, keep shooting well from the outside, keep dishing the ball out to your bigs inside. The Jayhawks, they can eventually close out their conference schedule with a lot of victories and eventually go into the conference tournament play and eventually win that. And after that's over, they could possibly get a number 1 seed. Even though when you think about the seeding over the past few years, it really hasn't played a major part. And you winning the championship, it's just going into the tournament on a winning streak and playing good defense. So that's going to eventually be the winning solution to the Jayhawks. Being on a winning streak and playing good defense and continuing to shoot well. So, but like I said, like I've always said, that's just my opinion. But that's how you win, though. Just shooting well and playing good defense. And also looking at their recruiting, as far as what I've seen so far, they've only recruited one player, a player named Carlton Bragg out of Ohio. He's from Cleveland. As far as what I've seen him do on film, he is a very good player. I think he's either a 4 or 5-star player. He shoots well from the outside, and he also can be effective within the paint. So if they can continue to, get good players like him, because you just never know down the line, because you could have a player like Cliff Alexander, he could be a one-and-done player. Or even Kelly Oubre, he could be a one-and-done player. So you have to, really in a sense, be on guard and get ready to bring in more players. But I don't know what the situation is or what their plans are, but it's just to always have a good backup plan. I'm Coach Bill Self and his staff, they'll be ready for that despite what happened. So, those are things that just happen from time to time, and you have to just be ready for them. But also looking into another matter that I want to talk about, the Jayhawks. they had a sad situation that happened over the weekend. Dean Smith from North Carolina, he passed away. So I want to give my condolences out to his family, because the Jayhawks have always had a lot of close ties with the University of North Carolina program, because Dean Smith, he is a Kansas graduate. He played ball with them, so a lot of close ties. And once again, I give my condolences out to his family. Another topic, which is the Seattle Seahawks. They finally got a defensive coordinator to replace Dan Quinn. Coach Kris, he's always been their secondary coach for the past, I would say, either 4 or 5 years that he's been with the organization. Always done a good job with the back front of the defense, and also done a good job with the linebackers under Coach Ken Norton, which he's now at. He's the defensive coordinator with the Oakland Raiders organization. But they found 4 other individuals to replace the ones that they left. They got a former player, Luhu Topia. I think I'm pronouncing this right, but I know which number he was. He wore number 51. He was a linebacker at with the Seahawks organization. So, and I think they've got a Burrow, two individuals out of the University of Miami, former players who played there. I can't think of their names right now, but I'll get back with that information with you guys and give you their names. Looking at the schedule going into next year, the Seattle Seahawks, they have a tough schedule like they had this coming year. And what I noticed that they're playing teams from the AFC North, which include 3 playoff teams this past year: the Bengals, the Steelers, and as well as the Ravens. I don't know exactly whether they'll be playing these teams on the road or not, or either at home. But more than likely, if you're playing 4 divisional teams outside of your conference, 2 will be at home and 2 will be on the road. So it's just going to be a challenge for the Seahawks, because they do have a tougher schedule, I would say, this year than they did last year. So always a challenge, but Pete Carroll and his assistants, his coaching staff, they're going to coach them up to really just go at it and play good ball. So that's going to end the vlog, and I will see you guys either a day or so from now talking about the Texas Tech Kansas game, and I look forward to seeing you then. Rock Chalk Jayhawk, go Seahawks. See you later. Bye.